Hey, it's Lexus. Every year, there are new releases coming out, like all year long, all the time. And at the beginning of every year, we usually all make a list of the new releases that we want to read. And on my list, there happened to be 4 books that released in the month of January this year. And in the past, I've been really bad at reading new releases. Like as soon as they come out, I'll buy them and then I just won't read them. So my goal is to try to read them as soon as I can this year. So I went to the bookstore yesterday and was trying to pick up all 4 of the new releases that released this month, but only 3 of them were in stock. So those are the 3 we're going to read in this video today, and then I'll probably read the next one either in just another reading vlog whenever it shows up, or I'll push it to the February one even though it wasn't a February release. We'll just see what happens. But the 3 books that I'm going to be reading in this video is Half His Age by Jennette McCurdy, Just Watch Me by Lior Torenberg, and Dandelion is Dead by Rosie Storey. And I'm very excited for all 3 of these. They just seem very interesting. Like the premise and the covers, they're interesting. But I think that the one I'm going to start with is going to be Just Watch Me by Lior Torenberg, because I was actually at the bookstore yesterday. I sat down and I read a little bit of this and I just didn't want to stop reading it. I love the writing so far. I think I only made it about 5 pages in, but I'm loving the writing so far. So this is about this woman named Dell, and basically her life is a mess. Her sister's currently in a coma and she doesn't want them to stop life support, basically. And she has to save up enough money to be able to bring her sister home on hospice, basically to have someone take care of her at home so that she doesn't have to keep her in the hospital because those bills are piling up. But she's also having trouble at her job and is about to get fired. So she decides she's going to just live stream her day. It happened to be like a 24-hour thing. She got on a live stream and she found out she had a really big talent of eating spicy foods, and people were watching her do it on stream. So it's just this like a live stream basically of her eating spicy food. I don't know, it sounds weird and the cover's even weird. I don't know. I'm really excited for this book because I think there's a really good chance I'm going to love this. Like, I don't know, it's weird and I was loving the writing already, so like it just feels like something that I'm gonna love. I'm gonna have a good time reading this, I feel like. I hope that's true. I want to start this right now, I guess. So let's go start reading Just Watch Me, and hopefully I like it as much as I think I will. Okay, so it's the next day. I'm pretty sure I'm sick, so if I sound funny, that would be why. But yesterday I did start Just Watch With Me, and I made it to page like 45. I'm about to start Tuesday. So this is divided into a week, I think. In this book, so far, we found out a little bit about Dell. So she's going through a lot. Like her sister is on life support at the hospital, but the hospital is wanting to pull the plug on her because they want to open up the bed. And so her and her mom are trying to figure out how they can do like private hospice or whatever for her sister, but that's super expensive and they can't afford it. So Dell decided after she got fired from her job, not gonna say why, but read this book, it's crazy. She decides that she's gonna start live streaming, and then we find out stuff about her. She's very rude, the way she talks to these people watching her live stream. I think she's doing it on purpose, but like some of the stuff she's saying, I'm like, would you really get away with that? Like people watch that because they want to hear you be rude to them. It's weird. So she's had them on live with her all day. So it was just talking about Monday. She went to sleep on live at like 3 a.m. So she said while she's sleeping, she keeps feeling the phone vibrate whenever a new chat comes in, stuff like that. These people are loving it. They decided to pay her $5 if she ate all the jalapenos on this plant that she's trying to sell. So she did it, and like 3 or 4 people donated, and she was like, wow, I just made more money in like an hour on here than I made at my job I just got fired from. So she's gonna try to keep this up to raise enough money on here to afford to bring her sister home for private hospice, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So I'm interested to see how this goes. Like I said, I'm about to start Tuesday, which is like day 2 of her streaming. So I guess we'll see what happens. Because a lot happened on day 1. I'm very intrigued. So let's get back to reading. Okay, so I'm about to start page 95 of Just Watch Me, and I'm intrigued by this still, but I don't know, it's really weird. It's the way she's talking to people that's like bothering me. She just told them in her stream that like whoever donates the most money that day gets to pick what she does the next day, and the guy that donated the most amount of money, the thing he wants her to do, I can't believe she's about to do it. That would be a no for me, but she's like, $500 is $500. And I understand that $500 is $500, but no. No. I will just be broke. I'm not doing that for $500. No. Anyway, I have a Zoom class that starts in an hour. So I just wanted to see how much of this I could get read in the next hour. So let's get to reading. Okay, I have to join my Zoom class now, but I just made it to page 166. So I read about 70 pages in an hour. I feel like that's pretty good. I don't know about this book, guys. I really don't. I am intrigued to continue the story, but it's so weird and so much is happening. I don't even know how I'm feeling. Like I said, I'm interested to continue, but I feel bad for her, but at the same time, I don't because I kind of hate her. I don't know what's going on. And I feel like she had something to do with the reason her sister's in a coma, but she won't talk about it. So she started this live stream to raise money for it and said in her title the first day that she was doing this because her sister was in a coma. But every time somebody brings it up, she wants nothing to do with it. Like she avoids the conversation. And then this person started DMing her and was like, I know the truth about your sister. And if you don't do what I say, I'm going to tell everybody. And she kind of just blocked this person because they were acting like an ass. And so was she, but that's beside the point. She blocked them. They told her that if they get blocked, they're going to make a new account under a different name and find her stream again and tell everybody all about her sister being in a coma and like why her sister's in a coma. So I'm very intrigued. So it looks like we have just right over 100 pages left. There's 271 pages and I'm on page 166. So I have a Zoom class, but in this class, she's going to spend the whole class period reading us a book that we already read. So I literally read this yesterday, this book for class. I read it yesterday. So I'm going to have her on in the background and I think I'm going to read more of this book and see how much I can get done in the next hour and a half. I think that's what I'm going to do. Do I think this is a 5-star? Definitely not. But I am intrigued to see where it goes. So let me go join my Zoom class and keep reading. Okay, I'm on page 204 of my book, and what the hell? The girl's crazy in this book? I already knew she was going through it. She's struggling. Even this other streamer guy is like, what the hell are you doing? She's nuts. Literally nuts, guys. Anyway, like I said, page 204 out of 270. We're getting there. My class is over in 35 minutes, 30 minutes. See how much more I can get done of this. Hopefully we can finish this in the next like hour or two. That would be great. Okay, my class is over and I made it to page 236, so we're almost done with this book. So much just happened in the last, I don't even know how many pages. 30? Insane. Anyway, gonna finish this real quick and then we'll talk because what is happening? I only made it 4 more pages. What the actual hell? I'm literally at a loss for words right now because what do you mean? Let's just keep going. We're almost done. Okay, I just finished Just Watch Me. I don't want to say I'm upset. I'm just a little disappointed. I think the synopsis got my hopes up really high, and then when it didn't turn out the way I thought, I'm a little disappointed. The book was weird. It was like so weird. Okay, it wasn't as weird as Julie Chan is Dead. Like, I had high expectations for that book and it was just weird. This one wasn't as bad as that one, but it was also, what? I don't even know what to say about this one because it's just the things I want to talk about right now are spoilers and I don't really want to spoil this book because it literally just came out. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe let me know if you guys want me to talk spoilers and I'll do it in my wrap-up video. But I really don't know what to say about this one because I don't want to spoil anything. All I gotta say is Dell is one of those, I don't fully want to call her unlikable because she wasn't completely unlikable, but she was very rude, kind of disrespectful to people. I don't know. I didn't like her, but I could see how somebody would, if that makes sense. But this was not a favorite. It was not a favorite. I am glad I read it, but it wasn't a favorite. So I'm going to say probably 3.5. 3.5 stars. I don't know. I'll decide by the end of this video, but finished book 1. So I think I'm next going to start Half His Age by Jennette McCurdy. Okay, so I started reading Half His Age by Jennette McCurdy, and I am 32 pages in, about to start chapter 10. So this book, I already knew what it was going into it, but it's way worse than I thought it was going to be. So it's about this 17-year-old girl named Waldo who has this humongous crush basically on her, is it 10th grade English teacher? Something like that. And guys, the book starts off with her having sex with another 17-year-old, literally page 1. And it's like her inner monologue while this is happening. And it's so jumbled and so just like outlandish that I was like, what the hell's happening? And then she starts school, I think the next day after that. And immediately, like the minute she sees her teacher, she even says, well, he's not that attractive, but he's attractive. And now I think I like him. And it goes on to say that he's telling the class how he's a failure and he doesn't really like himself and stuff like that. And she's like, yeah, I really like that about him. And was talking about how it made her vagina pulse. Him talking about being a failure. This is vulgar. I mean, reading the synopsis, it did say that she was blunt, horny, naive, wise, impulsive, lonely, angry, forceful, hurting. But I'm just like, what is this? So as of right now, I am not having a good time reading this at all. It's just way more vulgar than I thought it was going to be. And it's kind of making me very uncomfortable to read it. I'm not going to lie. I am going to keep going, see if it gets any better. But just know I am not having a good time reading this. And from the few people that I've heard talk about this, they also did not enjoy this. I really loved her writing in I'm Glad My Mom Died, which was her memoir. But this doesn't really feel like the same writing. This one feels a little more choppy. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, it just doesn't feel like the same writing that was in that memoir. I liked that. This one, I'm just like, really? That's the sentence you chose? You chose to write it like that? I don't know. Like, it's just so short sentences and just simple sentences. I just don't know how I feel about this. I really thought I was gonna like this a lot more than I am. And like I said, I knew what I was getting myself into going into it. So it's not that I'm like upset by what's in here because I already knew. It's just, it's not what I thought it was gonna be, I guess. And the crush that she has on her teacher is kind of insane. Like, literally kind of insane. The dude is married and has a kid. And she's still like, yeah, that's what I want. I want him right now. Like, girl, he doesn't want you. You're 17 and he's married and has a kid. I'm just not having a good time. But we're going to continue it and see if it gets better. Because I really hate DNFing books in these videos. But I'm not having a good time. I'm on page 151, chapter 44. I'm appalled. repulsed, hate this. Reading the synopsis, I knew kind of what I was getting myself into. I did. I take full responsibility for continuing to read this anyway. She's now having a sexual relationship with her married teacher. He's cheating on his wife with a 17-year-old. I hate cheating, and I especially hate this cheating. I'm disgusted. I don't want to finish this book. I really do not. It's not getting any better. I'm like 120 pages from the end of the book, and I don't see it getting better. I see it being the same or worse throughout the rest of this book, guys. I wanted to love this. I wanted to be like, yeah, it's about the 17-year-old having a crush on her teacher, but it's not going to be as bad as you think it could be. I guess the cover should have been my giveaway, but the cover made me intrigued. Guys, he's married. He's cheating on his wife. She just blew up at him at dinner because he answered a call from his wife, and she's like, why do you have to talk to her when you're around me? Because it's his wife, bro. It's his wife. It's his wife. He's not leaving his wife for you because you're 17. I don't want to read this anymore. I'll give it a few more chapters and then decide if I'm DNFing this. But I hate this. I haven't liked anything about this book since it started. Okay, let's chat. I did end up finishing it. I read the whole thing. It didn't get any better. And actually, the ending was like, huh? Like, there was no closure. There was nothing. The ending sucks. I don't even know what to rate this book, guys. This was not for me. Not in the slightest. I'm kind of confused at myself on why I thought this would be a good book to pick up. Clearly, I kind of could tell I wasn't going to like it, but I love her writing, at least in her memoir, so I was like, okay, I can read another book by her. I can read it even if it's spicy. This was insane. This book was vulgar and it was disgusting. It's a book about a relationship between a teacher and a minor. Why did part of me think that this was going to be one of those books that kind of tells you about the danger of being with a teacher when you're a minor, and not here's explicit sex scenes between a minor and her 40-year-old teacher? I can't say anything nice about this book. I'm not hating on the author, just so we're clear. This is a bad book. I can never recommend this to anybody. I can't believe I actually finished the whole thing. I should have DNF'd it. It's actually disgusting. It's actually freaking disgusting, the things that are in this book. I literally feel terrible saying that. Like, I feel like I'm being mean, and I'm not trying to be mean. It's just, I literally don't like this book. I don't like anything about it. Nothing. Like, no. So obviously, if you can't tell by my reaction, this will be getting on hold. I don't even know what to rate it. I think I'm somewhere between a 1 and a 2 star. And I feel really bad about that being my rating. I just, in good faith, cannot give it more than 2 stars. I just can't. Anyway, Half His Age by Jennette McCurdy. Did not like it. That means that it's time for our last book of the video. Dandelion is Dead by Rosie Storey. And what I know about this, it's about this girl named Poppy who got her sister's phone after her sister Dandelion died, and for some reason opened up a message on this dating app by this guy named Jake, and decides she's gonna pretend to be Dandelion and meet up with Jake, and they kind of hit it off and start wanting to like form a relationship, but then she's like, but I'm not Dandelion, and if I tell him who I truly am, it might ruin things. Sounds kind of intriguing. So we're gonna give this one a shot, and hopefully I like this one, because the first 2 releases I've read this year I haven't liked, so that's not looking good for this video. And I'm sorry to be so negative. I'm really not trying to. Like, I didn't like either one of them. So I really hope I like this one more. So I guess let's start reading Dandelion is Dead by Rosie Storey. I'm 36 pages in, chapter 6. Okay, I really don't think I'm fully vibing with this one. It's weird. The girl is weird. Like, really weird. Her sister died about 200 days ago, and she's like beyond obsessed with her sister. She brings her up into every single conversation she has with anybody, and she had this encounter. She was walking, and this guy, first of all, men are disgusting, throwing that out there, but this guy's driving by like really creepily, and he stops the car and starts trying to talk to her. So she's walking out into the street to like ask him what his deal is. She drops her phone and it breaks. So she has to use her dead sister's phone so that she doesn't have to buy a new phone. And And when she gets home and like switches the phone over, she's going through her sister's apps and finds that there was a message from this guy named Jake on this dating app. So she messages him back and is like, sorry I didn't reply to you for a year. I'm here now. Do you want to go out? And they went out and she pretended to be her sister the whole time, that they were just on this date. And now they really like each other. But obviously she's living a lie. She's like pretending to be her sister. But I'm just not vibing with this. This is not as good as I thought it was going to be. And I think part of my reason is the writing. I really don't like this writing. It's just not, it's not for me. It's not. I know it's still early in the book, so I'm not DNFing it yet, but I'm not having a good time. I'm really upset that I'm not enjoying this because this is the first video where I haven't liked any of the books I read. Like, I feel mean for not liking any of the books. And I feel like I should just scrap the video because I'm feeling like I'm negative. But I'm not liking this, but we're gonna try to read some more anyway, because fingers crossed it gets better. Guys, she's literally cheating. I turned the page and her boyfriend started kissing her, and she said she's imagining Jake kissing her and his stubble being the one that's scratching her face. I really don't know how much of this I can read. I absolutely hate the cheating trope. That's why I hated The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. I hated that with a burning passion because of the cheating in it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. So Jake is going through a divorce right now because he also cheated on his wife. It even says she tells everyone it had been sex when it had actually been a half-hearted job and a full-hearted grope. Nope, I'm done. Nope, we're not doing it. We're not doing it. That's a DNF. Okay guys, I really did try with this one, but I cannot get past the cheating. Cheating is never acceptable, ever, and it just drives me freaking bonkers when both of the main characters are cheaters. Like, obviously you guys deserve each other, way to go. But it sounds like the guy's kind of making a joke out of it. You cheated on your wife. Whether it was actual sex or not, you cheated on your wife. You can't just sit there and make a joke about it. You're a terrible person. So I'm done with this book. I can't do it. But we do have Cross Your Heart and Hope He Dies by Ginny Elder Moke. This was the last book that released in January that was on my list. If this one's bad, I swear I'm gonna freak out. How are 3 out of the 3 books that I read that were on my anticipated releases terrible? That might say something about my book taste. Maybe I don't know it. Here I was going into 2026 proud of myself because I thought I knew my reading taste. Apparently I don't. We're gonna give this a shot, but this one says that Juliet Winters is used to taking care of business alone. She has no time for petty things like romance, friendships, or emotional commitments. Love is for people who believe in reality TV dating and holding hands in public. She's too busy dominating the publishing world by single-handedly saving her company from financial ruin with the book deal of a century. Warren Illingham has granted Juliet exclusive rights to his explosive memoir that promises to expose the secrets of his ultra-exclusive country club. But when Warren drops dead of an apparent heart attack and the memoir is stolen, Juliet suspects that someone was willing to resort to murder to keep their secrets from being exposed. It's gotta be better than the other 3, right? Let's go try this. Guys. I don't like the writing. It's like literally all over the place. We are 22 pages in and I'm having a hard time following what's going on because it's like jumping from one thing to another quickly. They're like on a yacht to talk about Warren's memoir, and then suddenly people are fighting, and then all the rich people are being rude to each other, and then we're back to talking to Warren, and then we're back to whatever else, and now some guy's coming out and like spitting orders at him. I'm so kind of lost. But also I don't like the writing, and some of these sentences are kind of weird. And then there's this one. Don't worry, my girl. It's all vitamins and supplements, said Warren. Got a clean bill of health from my doc just last week. He said I had the heart of a 25-year-old and the prostate of a teenager. What does that even mean? Yeah, I don't like this book either, but so far this is one of the better ones from the ones I read. We're gonna keep going and see if it gets better. But this writing is bad. I'm just gonna say I'm glad that I'm not a rich person, because these people are snobby as hell and I don't like them. These people suck. Let's hope the whole book's not about them, because I really cannot stand them. They're so fake and they're so rude. Okay, I'm on page 37 and I feel a little bit more intrigued in this story of what's going on, but I absolutely hate the writing. So I'm kind of mixed on how I'm feeling about this right now, because like I do kind of want to know what just happened to this guy, because it was kind of like really weird and random how he died, but like at the same time I hate the writing, so I kind of don't want to read it. Does that make any sense? Like I'm intrigued but I don't care at the same time. But we're gonna give it a little bit longer, see what happens. Maybe I'm the problem. I'm 46? 46 pages into this, and if I put this down, I'm not picking it back up. I just know I'm not. Okay, this book isn't like the worst thing I've ever read in my life, and like it's easy to read and I'm like kind of flying through it, but also at the same time, the writing is kind of random and it feels like you are getting whiplash, because it feels like you're like in the middle of this conversation and then suddenly you're all the way over here and like a different plot point's going on and you like don't know how you got there. That's how I'm feeling about this one. The writing is choppy, the writing is whiplashy. I don't really know how to describe it. I'm just not a fan of this. This very well could just be a me thing. I'm probably the problem. I very well could be the problem, but none of these books have worked for me, and that makes me very sad. I'm gonna keep trying this one, maybe make it to like 100 pages and then see if I need to call it quits or not. But I'm not liking this. Well, I've given up. I made it to page 100 and I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it. I'm so sorry. This book is just so boring, and if we're being honest, after I decided to DNF it, I went to the end to see how it ended. I figured it out when I got to like page 40. So that's kind of disappointing. I feel like I would have been really mad if I would have finished the book and I knew the whole time who did it. So that's interesting. This was a bad video. I can't believe I didn't like a single book I read in this video. That literally makes me sad. And I'm really, really upset about it. Like, I truthfully want to cry right now, because what do you mean I didn't like a single book I read in this video? And I feel like I'm being mean and hateful when I'm not, because I didn't like any of these books and because I'm telling you guys I didn't like them and like why I didn't like them. It feels like I'm being mean. That's not my intentions at all. I went into this excited. I thought I was going to love all of these books. I was anticipating these books being released so that I could read them because I was so excited about them. And every single one of them disappointed me. Is it a me problem? Maybe. Is it the book? Also maybe. I don't know what the disconnect was, but me and these books was not it. I literally went into 2026 thinking I had my reading taste figured out, but apparently I don't. Apparently, we're still figuring things out. So my question for you guys, how do you know what your reading taste is? Do you just pick up random books that sound good to you, and if you like it, you pick another one of the same genre, or what? Because that's kind of the vibes I was just going off of this year. Like toward the end of last year, I was picking up more and more books that were like getting further away from romance, because that's like all I ever read before. And I started to like them, so I thought I was starting to like lean more into like literary fiction or whatever. And now I just DNF'd 4 books. And at least 2 of the 4, if not 3 of the 4, were considered like a literary fiction type book. I DNF'd 2 and really did not like 2. So I guess I still don't know my reading taste. If you watched my book shopping video that I posted, I did just buy a bunch of new books. And I know that some of those are literary fiction, but I'm still really, really excited for all of those. Like, I have high hopes for them. So let's just hope that some of those hit for me, because these did not. And that makes me really sad that they didn't. But I now have 4 more books to add to my unhaul pile. Anyway, I'm sorry that this video was kind of negative, and it's me basically telling you not to buy these books. But I hope that you still kind of enjoyed it anyway. Let me know what books you want to see me read in the next reading vlog, and hopefully the next reading vlog is better because I actually like and enjoy those books. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully I will see you in my next one, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.